Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Today, April 23rd, Friday. So happy Friday to you out there. Hope your trading went well today. I'm happy to report I'm green today. Not by a whole lot, but I'm up 180 bucks. So for this week, I'm actually really happy with that because as we know, the market's been kind of slow and choppy for the last, feels like 2, almost 3 weeks. And today it felt like we finally got a bit of a turnaround. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited for next week as well. So yeah, just like I mentioned, it feels like it's been choppy for a while and pretty slow. And today I felt like we finally got a pretty good turnaround. And when I say that, I'm specifically talking about the small cap market here. And let me show you. Main stock I'm going to talk about today, SYPR. This is one I traded mainly, and it had a really excellent run up today. And I think it touched or went slightly past 100% gain. So reason I'm saying I feel like there's a bit of a turnaround in the market in the small cap world is that because we haven't had something blow past 100% in a while. All the previous days I've been watching the top gainer percent stocks, and a lot of them don't even cross 40 or 50%. And today we had a few cross 50%, and definitely this one went over or just touched 100%. So that's awesome. I feel like that's what we need. That's kind of that momentum. We get one stock that does this where it has a nice run up, and there are typically a couple other stocks that kind of follow suit and have a run up. Maybe not as much, but they have a run up. So that's great. So let's show you the recap on what I traded and my progress for today. So stocks I traded: SYPR, I traded MVIS, and UXIN. But mainly almost 80-90% was all SYPR. So this is my progress today. I was a little skeptical at first in the market here on SYPR. Let's just look at the chart real quick. So look at the morning here. Yesterday after hours, it had a nice spike up, and we traded sideways after that for a while. And then this morning it dipped down pre-market, consolidated, just traded sideways. And because of that, it opened up the beginning of the market and, dropped, then went sideways, went up a bit, dropped back down, went sideways for a long time. And I think because of that initial move here, just so much sideways trading, that it got eventually a nice run up and moved into this area around, let's call it 412 to 430, and traded in that range for a while and eventually broke it. But because of all that previous sideways trading, I guess there was a lot of resistance and hesitation on it. And while that was happening, the volume was growing on it, which is great. So let me show you where I traded on this. I did start trading this, okay? When I started trading this, like I said, I was a little hesitant because I didn't know if it was going to be another lousy day where this maybe runs up just a tad bit and just goes back down to nothing. But anyways, my first trade, let's see. Yeah, hopped in right in 1128 at 423. Yeah, so I waited for what was that time again? 1128. Yeah, right in here. Okay. So yeah, I started trading right in here. Had a little scalp trade in there, and I was looking for that next move higher, and we got the reversal on that, and it red candled and went down pretty fast, pretty hard. And so anyways, I jumped in here a bunch of different times. a lot of scalp trades, but let me show you my progress on this, because I started off, 11 bucks, then 18 bucks. Then I went the opposite direction, went down to 0, then negative 31, and then back up from there. So I was excited that this was moving, but the problem was I was kind of jumping at the wrong times and not timing it correctly, and just getting chopped out in this whole range here. And so I felt a little frustrated, because the second you put on some green and then start working backwards and start going red, it's not a good feeling. You get that sense of FOMO, and you want to start revenge trading and just to get back to green. So anyways, I was kind of going through that whole process, and eventually we broke this range of 433, and started moving up. So from there, I had a lot of great opportunities, and I started working back up in the right direction. And from there, I had a nice run up. So from there, up 9, up 21, up 56, up 77, down to 60. As you can see, working my way all the way up to 180. And my last 3 trades were on MVIS and UXIN, so I'll cover those in a second. But yeah, that was, generally good process once I got out of the red here, and was able to kind of fine-tune my trading and start putting on some profits. Now, the problem with me on today was that I was just hesitant because of all the previous trading days and everything being slow. And so I'm glad I did this, but I was kind of slowly dipping my toes in the water with the scalp trades, but also my share size. My share size was a lot smaller. I wasn't trading with a very big share size, and that was to like mitigate my risk, because I didn't know how this day was going to go, and I wanted to, just not end up with a fat big red day. So I took a smaller share size, and it helped me out, but I did leave a lot of money on the table because of it. Had I been sharing with bigger share size, I obviously would be up a lot more today. And also, I do want to mention this, that we eventually got into an area here where it just started moving up and up and up and up, and I desperately wanted to get in here for a trade, but I kept telling myself I need to wait for a really good pullback. So this whole 5 area, to me, initially when we were getting close to it, I was watching all in here, and I thought to myself, okay, this could be kind of the high point in the day. I don't know. But 5 is definitely an area I think that there might be some serious resistance at. And to my surprise, we tapped it, and then we just blew past it. And because of that, I was sitting on my hands at that point. When you see it rip past that, the $5, I told myself, shit, well, I could have been in that for a huge move up, because it instantly moved from $5 to $5.25. So a huge gain right there. And that sense of FOMO is starting to bleed in more and more and more when you start to see something just take off without you. And for me, I was just waiting for a good pullback area. And let me see when I stopped trading this one. Yeah, I put in my last, look at this. So my last trade was actually, I bought at 5.14. And so right in here, and then I ended up selling at 5.20 and screwed up there again, because it broke past 5.25 and just exploded again, went up to 5.50, and then on and on. And so I kept telling myself, I'm like, there's going to be a big pullback somewhere, and it's going to get to its highs. It's just a matter of where. And you can't predict those things. That's the hard part. I just knew with so much run up, for sure it was going to pull back hard and fast at some point. Just didn't know when. So it was good in that sense of managing risk. I didn't want to hop in at the on the top of the highs and just get caught in something ripping down. And so I sat on my hands, and I did miss out on some money, but I know I avoided this massive sell-off right here. And, you know, I read this correctly. It was just a matter of timing that I didn't read correctly. But once again, you can't predict these things. So it's, you know, having these massive, massive gains up. It looks like it's almost going, you know, parabolic into this point here. And, you know, soon enough, it hits that 575, and then it just peaked right here at 582 and just completely crushed to the downside. So I'm so glad I wasn't caught in that at all. And sometimes that takes not just going in on the trade. If you kind of know something is coming, even though it kind of still trends up, I knew there was going to be a nasty drop at some point. So anyways, I waited for that drop. The drop happened for sure. And I hopped back in actually. And I correct myself because I remember now looking at my transactions here. This 520, my last buy and sell on this thing, was actually on the backside. I sat on my hands after, what was it? Yeah, here we go. This is right. Okay. Cool. So I did sell. I had a scalp trade in here, sold it 550, all kind of on the way up. Then it did its high peak and then fell completely. So when it fell right here, I decided, oh, let me just hop in, because usually with a massive fast sell-off, sometimes you will get a bit of a correction. This one didn't have a huge correction. It had just a tiny little move up, but I mean, it's still a red candle. So anyways, when it was crashing like that, I decided to pop in just for a quick little kind of reversal trade there. And let's see, I bought in, yeah, here we go. 514, bought in at 514, trying to snag that low, and then ended up selling at 520. So not much of a gain, but it was a tiny little pop. Not the best trade ever. You know, because we got that sell off. So it was a close call on this one. I don't think it was necessarily worth it, but you know, played it anyway. So yeah, and after that, just a huge sell off and slow consolidation. So who knows? Maybe Monday this thing might have another run up. We don't know, but I just love seeing this entire move here. This strength, to see this completely blow up and, you know, touch 100%. So that's great news in my book, because I feel like with that, there's obviously other stocks that pop up either in relation to that, or just because traders are out and about and they're making trades and things are moving now. So good to see that. While I didn't, you know, put a huge green day on the table, it's still green, it's still something, and it's been bigger than my past couple of days. So let's look at the calendar here. $180 a day, and I did get 261 on Monday, which was good. But yeah, I mean, you see the other ones, 35 yesterday, negative 91 on Wednesday, 0 on Tuesday. So anyways, something in the right direction, not much, but I will take it, and I'm just glad to see a little bit more momentum in the markets because of SYPR. So let's look at my other two trades. MVIS was another one on the list that I was just looking at, and I took a quick trade on that. Actually, a few trades on it. They were all scalp trades, and let's see where I had my last trade at. 1882. What at 1309? Yeah, so I was trading right here in the highs, just scalp trading. But this had a nice run up too. Not as much as SYPR, but I decided to still hop in for a few trades there. I was about to trade TKAT, but I ended up canceling my order. This one did have a nice run up as well, a nice pop, but I felt like it was just moving too dramatically, too volatile, and I couldn't time anything right on it, so I just I did put an order in, I think, on the backside of this thing, but I just canceled it because I don't know, wasn't feeling well on the pattern on this thing. And my last trade was on UXIN. This thing popped up last minute of the market, and I actually missed this whole move here, but it exploded on this one candle, went from 222 all the way up to 246. Nice gain, but it just completely fell on the backside. So I did hop in on the backside of that for another quick little pop on that. Nothing big, just something. And yeah, it, you know, fell more, and then after hours popped up more. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, did you trade these stocks? Did you trade SYPR, MVIS, or TKAT, or UXIN? Those are all stocks that I traded except for TKAT. But to me, those were all, for the most part, worthy of trading. And I think SYPR definitely being the main one here. Let me know if you made some good money on this one. And what were your thoughts on this run up? Did you get caught in this red candle? Did you get caught on this big one that had the big fall? That's a real tough thing with, I think, small cap and momentum traders into these big moves. You know, when something looks like it just doesn't want to stop and just keeps going and going and going, at some point there's a turnaround, and it's hard to really calculate because you just don't know sometimes where it's coming, and you want to hop in for the ride up, but the question of fact is, how long will the ride go for? So, you know, I think it's always impressive when someone can hop in and have the diamond hands to hold all the way up and like perfectly nail these trades. But for the most part, you know, most traders can't predict perfectly when things are going to start and stop. It's just impossible. And you just gotta, I don't know, my strategy is getting in, getting out, and taking profits where you can, trying to minimize that risk. And for me, I had to leave a lot of money on the table going into this whole move up, but it was worth it not to be caught in this backside drop off. So I don't know. That's really all I got for today. Happy Friday to everyone out there. But please let me know in the comments. How did you trade today? Are you green? Are you red? Was it a big fat loss for you today, or was it a nice big green day? Yeah. And that's it for now. I think that's all I got. Showed you the calendar, up 385 on the week. And I'm just hoping that this momentum sticks around. Hoping Monday starts fresh and we get some big movers. That would be nice. Only time will tell. So we'll catch you on Monday and see you then. That's all for now.